Welcome to Boo Crew Case Files. I'm your host, Bree Schroeder. Joining me today is my own personal Boo Crew Case File liaison, Mr. Charles Johnson.
Good evening, everybody. It's good to be with you all.
All right, Charles, I have a really good story for you here.
All right, I'm ready.
All right. This is a story that involves a buried treasure and possibly a spirit who still watches over it. I'm going to tell you this story, Charles, but a little backwards. So I'm going to give you the story of this person, and then we'll come to the end of it.
Okay.
All right. Born in Germany and relocating to the United States, where he made home in Iowa briefly before arriving in Whitman County in 1879, an eccentric character known as Goosie, as he used to shoot wild geese in the early days and sell them. It is said that he lived the life of a hermit, his home being a shack. He was thought to possess wealth, with a buried treasure being hinted at. Several years before his passing, 3 young men entered his shack at night, bound Goosie, and demanded to know where his treasure was. He denied having any. But one of the young men threatened to torture him with hot irons and coals if he did not tell. One of the other young men said he would not stand for that, and they all fled, leaving Goosie to loosen his cables that bound him and call for help. Good news, those 3 were found, convicted, and served time for their actions. Near the end, Goosie had 2 helpers caring for him. It is said that Goosie paid them a silver dollar each day until his dollars ran out, telling them that he would pay the balance when the frost was out of the ground. This remark renewed the belief that there may indeed be a buried treasure. Unfortunately, Goosie continued to grow weaker and weaker, where he was taken to St. Ignatius Hospital in 1911 and passed away. Now, there was an investigation by the coroner and the nephew of Goosie searching for the treasure. I want this noted, there were no other reports that could be found in the newspaper whether it was located or not.
So, Bree, you don't get better than this.
Yeah.
Treasure and spirits and right down my alley.
I know you're looking around for your metal detector. We didn't pack that today.
Not this time.
No. We are, though, at St. Ignatius Hospital. It's not really clear where Goosie passed, unfortunately, but we found a nice little area. We're hoping that by continuing to say Goosie and buried treasure, that we can maybe, I want to say conjure, but that's not the right term, try to get Goosie's attention, more or less, and communicate with him. So, without further ado, let's jump into the Phasma box.
Let's do it.
So we're trying to turn on the Phasma box, and Charles won't quit cracking jokes. Goosie, what's a GPS? Of course, my comment, do we need a metal detector, or are we looking for a wooden box? Let's find out.
Okay, Goosie. Where did you live in Whitman County?
Notice how I didn't put that in the story. I had a feeling you'd venture off on your own tonight.
Where's Charles?
Where's the treasure, Goosie?
Goosie, did you have gold buried somewhere?
Yeah? Goosie, did you just acknowledge that you had gold buried?
That was awesome.
Goosie, where were you from?
People don't expect
was buried in your treasure?
Interview.
Goosie, was your treasure ever found? I hope for you yet, Charles.
The what? Technology.
Goosey, just in case you want to tell me,
That'd be pretty funny if he emailed me. Go left 25 spaces. Look for dirt mound. Goosie, do you have anything regarding your buried treasure to share? Sound like no.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Why did you shoot the geese?
Also record.
Says you shot one.
That's what I thought they said. Yeah.
Goosie, are you there? Goosie, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Anything else before we turn it off?
Next thing.
I thought it said I'll be searching.
I'll be back.
There's a female.
Okay.
And I thought she said blessing.
Maybe. Goosie, can we go out and find your treasure still? Do you still watch over your treasure?
Is your spirit still wandering looking for the treasure?
Do you remember where you buried it?
What did when the frost leaves the ground mean? Were you going to go back and get it?
Well, Goosie, thank you for speaking with us. I'm going to turn this off now.
Thank you, Goosey.
That concludes the story of Goosie. Now, I know I asked you, do you think we were talking with Goosie? I don't know if we were directly speaking with Goosie, Charles, but I do think we were talking to something answering us about the treasure.
Yes, it could have been Goosey, but something that seemed to have some knowledge.
Yeah.
Answering. It could have been Goosey. I noticed right when you stopped the Phasma box, a little kid said, "Come here."
Oh, maybe. Yeah, I honestly didn't catch that because I was trying to hit the button. Definitely interesting. I mean, I found this story to be quite unique. I mean, everybody likes that buried treasure.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean, it's got it all. Ghost and buried treasure and...
Charles is having a supernatural geek out moment.
Yes, pardon me.
Definitely an interesting Boo Crew case file here for Goosie, passing away at St. Ignatius in 1911. hopefully we have some answers. It seems as though the treasure's still out there, so I'm not going to say where. I don't necessarily know where, but I'm not going to say what part of Whitman County he was in. Nobody needs all that.
Bree, is there a email that our listeners could write if they have knowledge of these cases? Or
Yeah, definitely. That's a great question. So there is an email for Boo Crew case files, and that email address is boocrew.pnw@gmail.com. That stands for Boo Crew, obviously, .pnw's Pacific Northwest @gmail.com. So if you hear something in any of these recordings that we're playing here on the case files, or if you have any stories to share, I'd love to hear from you. Please send me a message, and we can go from there.
If you have any kind of knowledge of any of the residents here at St. Ignatius or spirits that you've encountered here, let us know. We would appreciate it.
To be honest, that's not what I thought you were going to say. I thought you were going to ask somebody to give you information about the buried treasure.
Well, that's for later when you're not around.
If you have knowledge of the buried treasure,
I would be glad to take all your information.
I don't want to sound rude. Don't email me. Charles does not need all that, nor does his wife. But Goosie, keep watching over that buried treasure. Want to check out St. Ignatius for yourself? Tickets are available for tours at www.colfaxhauntedhospital.com. Schedule your tour now.